Hello everybody. In this video I want to go over how to get Zoom working. And this is different from the links within Canvas. Sometimes we're having problems connecting to Confer Zoom or some of the other links that are actually inside of Canvas. So this is a different method that I've found to be more successful. So here's some instructions from the Chancellor's office, and this is about creating a Zoom account if you don't have one. And the thing I like about these instructions, it's 2 pages. That's it. We're just going to follow along. I already have an account, so you might have to fill out some other stuff to get your account going, but it should be not that hard if you follow these instructions. We're going to start with one where it says go to the following URL, and it's laccd.zoom.us. And you can just type that in to your browser. I'm going to have 2 windows open so you can see. So we're going to go to laccd.zoom.us. And you want it to look like this picture here. Then says step 2, click on a button that says sign in, configure your account. So I'm going to click on that. And that's going to take you to this page where you're going to enter your district issued email address that ends in laccd.edu. So if you're used to a West LA email or email that ends in LA City College or anything like that, you're just going to want to type the first part of that email address. So for me, it's this. And then instead of anything else like WLAC or anything else, you're going to type laccd.edu. So after you've typed in the email ending in @laccd.edu, select the next button. So that's going to take you to this login page, which looks exactly like the faculty portal. The only difference is they're going to add this laccd.edu after your username. That's okay. We're just going to leave that in there, and then click inside the password box, and you're going to type in the same password that you've been using to get into your email, into your faculty portal, into Canvas. It's all going to be the same password. And then select sign in. You might get this page. You can click no if you're not sure, or yes if you're on a home computer. And that's it. Now I see my Zoom account here, and I'm going to make this bigger. What you want to look for is that you have a sign-in email here that says the LACCD email. And if it does say that, then that means you're good to go. And you can start creating meetings right in Zoom. So what I'm going to do is create a meeting. So on the left, I'm going to select meetings, and then schedule a new meeting. And here you can give it a name. I would say give it something more meaningful, like a weekly lecture. You could even give the day and the time, but I'm pretty sure it'll include that if you fill in the bottom part. But just to be safe, I'm going to put in the day and the time. So I want my students to come here on Friday at 12:30 p.m. I might even call this, be even more specific and just call this week 5 lecture. Then you're going to go down to this date and time area. So I'm going to make sure that this is correct. I'm going to set it for today, which is Friday, and 12:30 p.m. And then for duration, I'm going to give myself a little extra time, so I'll change it to 2 hours. You can select recurring meeting, so that if that were the case, I would have left it just as weekly lecture. This is a good way. If you're going to do it every week at the same time, go ahead and select recurring meeting. Then as we scroll down, here's one thing I like to uncheck, which is this require meeting password. I take this off. just because I don't want any roadblocks for my students. I'm the host. I have a webcam hooked up, so I'm going to select to turn it on when I join. And then I'm going to leave everything the same. You could, if you wanted to, select to record the meeting automatically. That's a great option if you're the type of person that forgets to hit the record button. I've done that, so I'm not gonna judge anyone if they want to click on record the meeting automatically. And then once you've made all these selections, you can just click save. Now what we can do is invite our students to join this meeting. There's two ways to do it. You could just copy this link here, but I like to go to the right and select copy the invitation. The reason I like to give them this invitation is because it has a lot more meaningful information, including the time, the date. Then it has the link. It also has these phone numbers that they can call. So even if your student isn't on a computer, if they have a phone nearby, they can call into the meeting and at least listen to it. So you can select copy meeting invitation, and that's going to copy this to your clipboard. You're not going to see your clipboard. It's just basically a shortcut to copy it on your computer. Now we're ready to communicate this invitation to our students. We could send it via email or in Canvas, which is what I'm about to show you. So here I am logged into Canvas, and I want you to notice that I'm using the Chrome browser. This is what you want to be in if you're going to do a Zoom meeting. I want to go into the class that the Zoom meeting is for, so I'll click on that class from my dashboard. And to let my students know about the meeting, I'm going to click on Announcements. And I like announcements because it's a quick way to send a message out to all your students. Not only does it go to your students in Canvas, but that announcement also goes to their student email addresses as well. So it's kind of a nice one-stop shop. The one thing I will say is that your course needs to be published before your students will receive the announcement. That's really important. So if you're clicked on Home, and if you look to the right and you don't see a green check here for published, you have to click on Publish and make sure that course is published before you send an announcement. So back in Announcements, we'll create one by selecting the blue button that says Plus Announcement. Here we can type in the title. I'm just going to say, please join the lecture today at 12:30 p.m. Then I'm just going to paste in that invite because we had copied it. So if I right-click here and then select Paste, it's going to give us this invitation. What I like to do is make these links active. That's one thing that it doesn't do automatically. So if you take your mouse and just click to the right of it and then click Enter or Return on your keyboard, that should make that link turn blue, which means your students will be able to just click on it instead of copying and pasting it. And down at the bottom, I'm going to do it with this one too. There you go. So now this is ready to go. I could add a few things up here, more details if I wanted to, if we were covering a certain chapter in this lecture. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like this and click Save. As soon as you click Save, this announcement is going to go out to all of your students' email. If you wanted to delay this post, send it out in the future, you can always do that by clicking Delay Posting. And then pick a date and time on this calendar that is closer to the actual start date of your meeting. But because this meeting's today, I'm going to leave this unchecked and click Save. So now my students should have this in their emails. Hopefully they're opening and reading those emails. Again, you probably want to send this information out. Give them plenty of time to get ready for the meeting. So You're not dropping this 30 minutes before it starts like I am, but this is just a demo, so it's not a big deal. So now that I have this sent out, if you want, you can just click on this join link here yourself, and that's going to be a shortcut to Zoom. Otherwise, you could open up Zoom and log in again by going to that laccd.zoom.us, sign in, and then you can go over to meetings. And here is my meeting that I have scheduled today. So from here, I just click Start. And because I have Zoom installed, it's going to give me this openzoom.us. I'm definitely going to click that, and that'll open it. If you don't have Zoom installed on your computer, there will be instructions on how to install it in place of this message here. So I'm going to click on openzoom.us. And that should start the meeting for me. I can do a test to test my speaker and microphone here. If for some reason my microphone's not working, I can join the audio by clicking on phone call and dialing in, and then I'll use my phone as the microphone. But for now, I'm going to test this out, so I'll click test speaker. I do hear that ringtone, so I'm going to click yes. That means my speaker's working. I hear an echo, so that means my microphone's working. I'm going to click yes. And then now that I know everything's working, I don't need to use my phone to call in, so I'll just click join with computer audio. And once again, join with computer audio. Now I'll just wait for my students to join the meeting, and then I'll be ready. You might want to clean up your room before your students show up. Okay, so it looks like a student is showing up. They haven't connected the audio yet. We'll see if they can. It says they're connecting to audio. Say hello. Oh, there she is. Once your students are here, you'll want to go to the upper right corner and click on Gallery View. That's going to show you everybody. And then once everyone's in, you can click record, let them know you're going to record. And you have a couple choices here. You can record to your computer, or you can record to the cloud. I like to record to the cloud, then Zoom will send me an email once the video is processed. So I'm going to click that. Now it's recording, and now I can start my lecture. I'm going to share my screen here by clicking this green Share Screen button. I'm going to choose this desktop and select Share. Now my students can see my desktop. I'm going to open up my PowerPoint presentation. And we will start this slideshow. And now I can do my presentation. So once I'm finished my presentation and lecture and answered my students' questions, I can click on this Stop Share button here. Then I can just end the meeting, say goodbye, and click this End Meeting button in the lower right corner. And that's it. I'm out of the meeting now. I can get out of PowerPoint, and that's it. So once the video is processed by Zoom, I will get an email. So I got an email from Zoom. That didn't take very long. And it says, "Hi, your cloud recording is available for host only. Click here." And then to share the recording with viewers, you can use this link here. So I could paste this link into Canvas if I wanted to. I could click on that. I could go into my Canvas class here, and I might have a section in a module or something where I have a page. I'm going to create a page and I'm just going to call it recorded lectures, let's say. You could also email them this link as well. But because I'm going to do a lot of these, I'm going to create one area where all the students can just easily find and watch these recorded lectures. So what I would do here is just say this is for March 20th lecture. And then you could paste the link there. Or what you could do is make this the link. So if I highlight the phrase March 20th lecture, click this link button, then paste the link in here, click on insert link. I think that's much nicer for students to just see it like this than to have this ugly long thing here, which is not very accessible. Once I've created this, I can click save or save and publish. Now when my students come into this page and when they click on the March 20th lecture, it's going to open the recording in Zoom. And they can watch it here. So I hope this video helps you, and thanks for watching.